My name is Rafael Zaldivar. I am the father of Alex Zaldivar. Alex is a teenager. He was 19 years old, and on September 10th, 2012, he was executed. Alex was a state witness in a previous home invasion case that took place in May of 2012. In the morning of September 10th, allegedly, various killers, about 5 of them, one of them was named Besman Okafor, returned to the home where he was staying and dragged him out of bed and shot him twice in the back of the head to keep him from testifying in court. And on the morning of September 10th, 3:30 in the morning, Okafor left his sister's house with her car. He drove out to his girlfriend's house, Sharia Gordon's house, which is 5 or 6 miles away, went to her house, picked her up with her 2 kids while she's pregnant, brought her back to his house, took another vehicle along, and they met up at the gas station with 2 other defendants. They drove down White Road, all the way down. They went into the neighborhood. They parked around the corner. They got out of the car, 3 of them, Godfrey, Donnell, and Wallace. They went up to the door and kicked the door open. And they spread, and because they already knew the layout of the home, they went into all the bedrooms. Alex was the first on the floor, from what I understand. They dragged Alex out already. They had him on the floor in a submission hold on the floor. They brought out Brianna and they brought out Remington. They laid him on the floor in an I formation, Brianna and Alex facing each other, Remington on the other side. And then I believe Okafor was saying, oh, he goes, well, it looks like somebody's gonna die today. And they were, okay, maybe they're kidding or what, and they started putting on rubber gloves. They put on rubber gloves. And then I believe one of them, we don't know who, but I believe Okafor jumped, took a step over Brianna and shot her in the head. Shot her, and then she didn't know she was shot. She believed that, well, this guy accidentally shot me. But no, shot her and she started to bleed. And I think Alex, before all this, Alex reached out to grab her hands. And he said that, I love you guys. And Brianna said to him, I'm so sorry. And this is before she was shot. And I believe he knew he was gonna die. They didn't have a chance. So they shot her, and then from Remington's testimony, Alex started breathing very heavy. And his heart started pounding. He can hear this heart pounding off the wooden floor. He knew he was going to die. And they went over, and Alex received another shot in the head. And then they shot him again, twice. After the CSI left, I was able to enter the home. And everything was in place. But the blood splattered where he bled out. Everything. I was able to, his blood was still moist. I was able to touch his blood. It was still moist, and it was already, the plasma was becoming crystallized. Because if you ever see dry blood, especially in abundance, it turns into a form of crystal. It's actually very beautiful. It's very beautiful. When I saw it, it reminded me of my work that I used to do. It was all glass. And it just broke up in my hands. His blood I grabbed it, I touched it, and I squeezed it. And it just materialized. It was just cracked. That was the last time. And those are the images that I had. And his face was still imprinted on a piece of wood, the side of his face, because of all the blood that was throughout the house. And then there was a big puddle, and then his slipping from the feet. But this year in October, I will see his body. I will see him, because it's part of the homicide trial, and I will see him on the floor in a submission hold. That will be shown to the jury. Besman Okafor is a career criminal. He just got out of prison in 2010 for the same offense. He's been in and out of prisons, in and out since probably, I would say, 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
He was arrested 18 times, and he was at the Santa Rosa prison. And in 2011, around December, he was arrested again. He was let go for a weapons charge. And in 2012, in March, he was arrested again. And they just kept on cutting him loose. And then in May, he committed the home invasion, May 9th. It was an unusual case because he was a state witness. And Alex was the first state witness in the history of Orange County to be executed. It's never happened before. They have never lost a state witness. Alex was the first. Case, the judge made a critical mistake. He gave Okafor a pretty low bond. He let him go on pretrial arrest with a ankle monitor and home confinement and until the trial, pretrial release program. And when we found with the records and all the information that we got, and with the Orlando Sentinel, which was the first to go there and investigate, because I was talking to one of the reporters, and we need to get to the bottom of this. And they found out that the home confinement unit were breaking just about every single protocols in the system. They didn't want to violate him because they wanted to keep the numbers strong in the unit. Meaning if they kept 220 of these defendants out, we call them parasites, they would still have a job. But what we found out that they were all breaking confinement. One alone had over 1,000 violations. I was in shock. I took my weapon while the rest of the family left. I went to Okafor's house. I went to kill him. Best minute flight, I went out and I took my gun. This is my PPKS. And I loaded it, put a clip in it, and I was ready to execute this guy with my weapon. I wanted him dead. I just wanted to finish it. I already knew who he was, but the SWAT team already picked him up. The very next day, they picked him up. I was like, I lost it. I wanted to kill someone. I didn't take his life. If I could have, I would have, but you know, being an advocate for victims out there, you know, and I know you have your company, you know, shoot the camera, not a gun. Yeah, and it makes perfect sense. You know, but in my case, I didn't want to use a camera because of what he did to my son. I don't know, they're always trying to get me to go to church and to go to therapy groups, and actually it makes me worse. I swear to God, it makes me worse. When I go to these therapy groups, you know, everybody's whining and crying, but nobody's doing anything about it. Okay, well, do something, because that's not going to do anything for me. So at least I'm going out there. I want to change the system. I shut down the GPS programs because they failed my son. It's not in existence. It's the only county in the United States that's not being UPS monitoring. GPS monitoring is not being used in the United States. It's the only in this county. Belvin Perry threw it out. It's not being used. Teresa, the mayor of Orange County, they don't know what to do with me actually right now, because if they fail, I'm in the cameras again. And I'm going to call him out. And this is all I do for my son. I work for him 24/7. And hopefully we'll get something done out of here in the next few months with Orange County. And hopefully spread it and go across the nation, because Alex is not the first to die under these GPS monitoring programs, because they're a complete scam. It's a national scam. It's an epidemic. You know, it's the false sense of security. That judges don't even understand how it works. They put these guys out, they go out there and they rape you, they molest you, and then they kill you. If they get their hands on you, you will die. And they can't do anything about it. And they should be in prison, in jail, until their cases come up. Suspension, some of them got 2 weeks suspension. I think that the two probation officers, the jail chief resigned, Michael Tidwell. He's in Louisiana prison now, running that prison. The director, was also resigned, and a few other people resigned over this, but no firing. They got jobs somewhere else. And the people that are accused of killing my son are in prison right now. And we're waiting for the homicide trial. Okafor serving his life sentence for the first home invasion. The rest of them are in Orange County Jail and awaiting trial for this year in October. And that's where we stand today.